Right now is the best time to start playing an idle RPG because more indie and big game developers start to invest in these genres. That's why we can see how the idle RPG game progress really fast and intensely. Especially on the graphic on this video, you will see a lot of games that have a huge potential to become the best idle RPG game with a rich gameplay features. Please like this video, thanks. Top 11 Best Mobile Idle RPG Games for Android iOS. Best Idle Games Android. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Soul Slayer Idle. Soul Slayer Idle. Mobirix will always come with very interesting idle games, especially in this game. I'm pretty sure it will become the best graphic idle games RPG on Android iOS. The developer has revealed the gameplay trailer in two different languages, which are English version and Korean, so it clearly will be released on global for sure. Soul Slayer Idle RPG is an idle game that has a high-quality 3D visual graphic. The character design and the landscape really looks like we are playing an action RPG in idle mode. The way of the characters hit and slash his sword with the other weapon is incredibly satisfying to play. We can build up our own character based on the selection costume. The skill system will boost our damage effect to the monster. We must upgrade the character's growth through various materials that can be obtained by clearing the dungeon. Because this is an idle game RPG that will give the player a huge amount of rewards while you are offline. Best Idle Android RPG Games Idle for Android iOS with the best graphic idle RPG. Wild Fighter. Wild Fighter. Seriously, this game has the best fighting style of idle game. Mostly the main character of idle game always has a sword as their primary weapon, but on Wild Fighter Idle, we'll play as a young man with a strong punch and knuckles on his hands. All of our skill will have a different elements like a fire punch, frozen eyes, and wind knuckles. Make sure you listen to the sound of the knuckle, it's really satisfying. In the game, we will start the game without any storyline or even prologue. No character selections, it's pure AFK games. There is so many features that will be unlocked through the chapter and level, like awaken system, relic, evolution. This whole thing will increase your power significantly. Try to change your appearance and summon many kinds of skill and equipment. It's part of the strengthening your characters as well. Because the boss battle will appear that has so much health and deal a huge amount of damage. Best graphic RPG idle games for Android iOS. Magic Spear. Magic Spear Idle RPG. Never underestimate the pixel art game because this game has a high size game which is more than 1 GB, but it really makes sense when you play this game. One of the best pixel art game idle on mobile, especially since it's just a new release. The developer will give you a lot of free rewards to start the game, which is you can do a free summon multiple times. I highly recommend you to do skill gacha because the skill will really help a lot in combat. Most of the skill will cause area of effect skill damage, so you can easily wipe out the enemy in a single strike. Each time the hero clears 10 waves, then you will move into the next stages to 20 level. Then you will get a lot of different areas with a cool ambience. Look at how amazing the skill that you have is fully colorful with so much flashy skill appearance. Best new idle games Android RPG Mobile. Crystal Knight. Crystal Knights. I love the concept of this idle game. Actually, in the lobby, we can move our characters freely as you want it by using the movement pads. But when you started on the entering the dungeon, then it's totally become an idle mode with automatically combat at all. The game allows you to raid the boss to earn a lot of rewards and artifact. The artifact is really important on the character progress. In fact, we will have 4 main characters on our team. They all are switchable with different classes which are Warrior, Berserker, Mage, and Archer. Remember to increase their potential talent, skill tree system, and grow their status by in-game gold. So in combat, we can easily wipe the enemy out by each of the skill of our characters. We can adjust the camera view in 4 angles. Best new game idle high graphic for Android iOS. Blood Knight. Blood Knight Idle 3D RPG. This idle RPG has a high graphic visual and even really enjoyable to play it. In fact, it has a portrait or vertical gameplay. So, we can easily tap the features it has by one hand while the other hand's doing another activities. But honestly, I prefer to play any idle game with a landscape mode because we can make the area wider, but it's an option for you all to choose. The developer of Blood Knight Idol is really kind for a newbie. We will get 400k free diamonds to start on the game, and actually you only need 1500 to summon a 10 gacha draw, which is really cheap at all. We need to do a weapon gacha because when we want to learn a new skill, we need a certain weapon and green diamond to unlock the new skill. So this idle game really depends on gacha. The skill showcase is really incredible. It all has a wide area of damage. Best idle RPG games for Android, iOS. Idle Berserker. Idle Berserker. This game is really active on making a collaboration between an anime movie, and right now Idle Berserker come with Baki Hanma, which is the official one. I really love those main characters are really matching from the character appearance and design with strong muscle at all. If you love to play the game RPG that has a dark fantasy theme with black and white colors as the most coloring game, then this game will be the best for you then. The gameplay is really easy to understand. We can activate the Berserk mode when we land a hit successfully to the enemy and reach it into 100% to unleash the Berserk mode. This mode will trigger your strength merciless as well as your attack speed. Skill will cast on automatically and can be adjusted by tapping the skill button. Best idle RPG games for Android, iOS. Stellar Knights. Stellar Knights. Just imagine this developer, which is Mobirix, made an idle RPG game become the next gen level. It seems like we are playing an action hack and slash game idle at all. The character design, the ambience design, and the skill design is absolutely the next level. Even if it can turn into day, afternoon, and night mode, make the game look more realistic. The combat battle is really interesting. Our character will have a sword as her primary weapon. The sword appearance will be adjustable based on the equipment that you are using. Get your best grade weapon through the gacha. The gacha rate is really good and quite fair to obtain the higher levels. We can do so many challenges to collect more material for optimizing our characters. Please note, you can do manual and it will boost your winning chance higher when you face the stronger monster by dodging his skill, because when you do an auto, then your characters will not do any initiative on preventing the incoming attack. Try to chat with another player freely in the message world. Best high graphic idle RPG game, Android, iOS. Dual Blader. Dual Blader, idle action RPG. Not many actual pixel idle RPG games that are worth playing. This idle game is quite decent right now. We have seen so many games that are really generic and pretty similar to this game. Actually, this is the best example for the game's developer that needs to make something refreshing at all. The gameplay of Dual Blader Idol is we will walk, strike forward, and the characters will kill the enemy with her skill. None of the skill have a single target, which is everything will cause area of damage. We must challenge the Red Dragon boss to get a pet egg and hatch it to get the best pet to help you in combat. Best pixel art game idle RPG with casual gameplay for Android, iOS. Queen's Knight / Idol. Queen's Knight / Idol. This game is only available in the European region, but of course it already provides the English version, so you all can enjoy the games now. I'm pretty sure soon it will be released on global. I feel like playing Sword Art Online idle RPG when I first played it. Just look at how the city building looks like. It's clearly like we are in the SAO world. The characters are using the sword on the hero's hand. We cannot change the weapon type, we only able to summon the sword grade, which is it will determine how great the equipment quality is. The skill showcase is absolutely brilliant and eye-catching. We can learn various types of elements like fire, thunder, lightning, ice, and wind. The guild features will unlock when we reach a certain level, and we can get way higher rewards when we reach on top of the worldwide guild rank. There is a dungeon raid you can clear to get a massive important material. Best anime idol RPG games mobile. Legendary Master Idol. Legendary Master Idol. Get yourself ready for the best mobile idol RPG games now. On Play Store, this game suddenly reaches 500,000 downloaded and achieve a high score which is 4.7 stars. Of course, that number is based on the actual gameplay. After I played this idol game, I got so much satisfaction, especially on the combat mechanism. It has a great combat action. Even when you cast some skill, then you will notice the slow motion. It makes a huge difference between the skill action. It seems like we are turned into rage condition at every skill we unleash. This idol game has the best art style of aesthetic Chinese anime games with the clear UI. I'm really interested with the refined system. We'll get the notification of the combining it to increase the stun level on the lower cost of the total amount quantity. This game is one of the best mobile idol RPGs for Android iOS. Pixel Fantasia. Pixel Fantasia. This is a great combination of idol RPG games between 2.5D pixel art on the character design and 3D on the skill showcase and the ambience around. It made a beautiful visual at once. The gameplay has a card system or spirit system that we can obtain through gacha. Each of the spirit will have a variety of skill. Mostly the skill will have a huge damage and easily kill the enemy. Make sure you look at the costume selections. Has a beautiful design with a huge broadsword on her back. If you are a newbie, then you will realize how kind the developer is. They give you more than a 100 free gacha reroll through a free diamond. This is the best way to make the loyal player stay longer while his first experience playing this game. The music is top tier level, so relaxing. In combat, the monster will come at you unstoppable, so the best way to win is improving your character's level and status. Best pixel art 2D for Android iOS.